Alright, lads and lassies, gather round, cause there's something brewing at Ibrox. And if you've been paying attention, the clues are hiding right there in plain sight. Now the club might still be churning out the same old line that the process is ongoing when it comes to finding the next manager. But let's not kid ourselves. There's a whole lot more happening behind the scenes than they're letting on. And it all starts with one name, Leon Balogun. The big man took to social media this week to confirm what many feared. He's now been offered a new contract. At first glance, it might seem like just another player moving on, but if you scratch beneath the surface, it's clear this is more than just a routine exit. You've got to ask yourself, who made that call? Because it's not just about Balogun leaving, it's about the timing. It's about the silence from the club. It's about the fact that someone somewhere has decided that Balogun's services are no longer needed. And that decision didn't come out of nowhere. Now the name being floated is Kevin Thelwell, the incoming sporting director. He's still officially with Everton for a few more weeks, but word is he's already got his fingerprints on the blueprint for next season. That in itself is telling. But here's the thing. Would Thelwell really be wielding that kind of power already? Would he be pushing players out the door without a single word from the man who's supposed to be taking charge of the team? That's a dangerous game. Balogun might not be in his prime anymore, but he brings leadership experience and a calm head in big matches. Qualities any incoming gaffer might want to keep around. So if Thelwell's making these decisions, it can only mean one thing: he is already working closely with the next manager, even if his name hasn't been pinned to the office door just yet. That would explain a lot. It would explain why the clubs move so quickly with Balogun. And it's no just him, there's the Barry Ferguson situation, Tay. Just last week, Barry seemed genuinely hopeful about landing the job on a permanent basis. He'd had proper sit-downs with Thelwell and Patrick Stewart, the CEO. From the outside looking in, it felt like he had a decent shout. But then boom, soon as the final whistle blew on the match against Hibs, the club made it crystal clear they were parting ways. No delay, no drawn-out statement, just a clean break. And that sort of abruptness suggests that the decision on the next boss is already in the bag. You don't pull the trigger on your interim manager that quick unless you're absolutely sure about who's next in line. And if that's the case, why haven't we heard the name yet? That brings us to the rumor mill, and it's been churning overtime. Steven Gerrard's name is back in circulation. Davide Ancelotti's too. And let's be honest, his name never really left the conversation. You got a handful of others being floated as well. Russell Martin, Gary O'Neill, Rob Edwards, all decent managers, all capable of taking the reins. And of course, there's Sean Dyche, Thelwell's old mate from Everton. But here's the question you gotta ask: if it was one of them, why are we still waiting? Most of these names are out of work. There's no compensation package to negotiate. No club standing in the way. If it was gonna be one of the obvious choices, we'd surely have seen an announcement by now. Preseason's just around the corner, and the longer you wait, the more preparation time you lose. So that opens the door to a different possibility. That maybe the real choice is someone we're no talking about. Someone who's been flying under the radar. Someone who might already be pulling strings from behind the curtain. Maybe this mystery man is the reason why Balogun's out the door. Maybe he's already had conversations with Thelwell and is starting to shape the squad in his image. Quietly, deliberately, with no spotlight and no leaks. Because if we're honest, that's more the Rangers' way these days, is it? No silent. Moves, low-profile meetings, decisions made with military precision before a single word reaches the public. And fair play. That kind of discretion might be exactly what we need right now. After all, this next managerial appointment isn't just about tactics or formations. It's about identity. It's about rebuilding trust with the fans. It's about taking the club back to where it belongs. At the top of Scottish football, challenging in Europe, and demanding excellence in every department. And let's not forget the board knows they can't afford to get this one wrong. The Philippe Clement era started with promise but fizzled out too quick. The supporters are restless. The expectations are high. So if there's a bit of extra secrecy this time around, maybe that's no a bad thing. Maybe it means they're being thorough. Maybe it means the next man is already packing his bags for Glasgow. One thing's for sure, decisions are being made, and they're being made with purpose. Balogun's exit is just the tip of the iceberg. There'll be more departures, more changes, and eventually the curtain will lift. But for now, if you read between the lines, the message is clear. The next chapter is already being written, even if the ink's no dry yet. And while we're talking about quiet moves and hidden messages, let's go back to Balogun for a second, because there's a bit more to dig into with that decision. The Nigerian international might not have started every match this season, but he's been a dependable presence when called upon. More importantly, he's been a respected figure in the dressing room, especially among the younger lads. You don't just discard that kind of presence unless the club is shifting in a whole new direction. Think about it. Balogun's exit wasn't dragged out. It was swift, almost too clinical. No contract offer. No, let's wait and see. Just done. That tells you the people behind the scenes already know what kind of squad they want for next season. It's not a guessing game anymore. There's a blueprint on the table, and names are being crossed off and underlined accordingly. The club's no just waiting for a manager. They're acting like he's already here. And it's no just about who's leaving, it's also about who might be coming in. There's been quiet whispers about targets already being contacted. Some agents having conversations. Some players being sounded out. That doesn't happen if the club's still at square one. If anything, it suggests they're on square 10, maybe 11. The final touches are being applied. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the silence. Normally, when a manager's close to being appointed, things start to leak. The media get wind of names, negotiations, locations of meetings. By this time, nothing concrete. A few recycled rumors, a few bookie odds spinning in circles. But no real substance. And in a way, that's even more revealing. Because when there's total silence, it usually means everything is locked down. Not because there's nothing going on, but because the club doesn't want anything to get out before the time is right. Let's look at the Barry Ferguson episode again, because it says a lot about how the club is handling things. Barry's a club legend, a passionate figure, the kind of man you'd expect to be treated with a bit of patience, a bit of care, but instead it was cold. As soon as the season wrapped, the axe came down. It wasn't cruel, it was efficient. A line drawn in the sand. That's how you act when you've already got the next page turned. No uncertainty, no hesitation, just moving forward. And maybe that's the most encouraging thing in all of this. Because for too long, Rangers have been reactive. Always catching up, always trying to fix the mess after it's spilled. But this time it feels different. It feels like there's a long-term plan taking shape, a proper structure, and whether it's Thelwell driving that or the new manager. Setting the tone, it's clear someone is taking the wheel, and they're not waiting around for permission to steer. Now let's talk names again, just for argument's sake. Steven Gerrard. He knows the club, he knows the pressure, and he left with his head held high. But bringing him back now, that's a risk. The romance is there, but football's not about fairy tales. It's about timing, and maybe this ain't the right time for Stevie to return. Then there's Davide Ancelotti, smart tactical raised. In the game, but he's still untested as a head coach. Do you throw him into the Ibrox furnace? That's a big gamble for a club that can't afford another misstep. And Sean Dyche, the experience is there, no doubt. But stylistically, does he fit what Rangers are trying to become, or would it be a clash of footballing ideals? The same goes for Russell Martin. A good project man works well with younger players. But is he ready to manage a club where every dropped point becomes a national crisis? That's why part of me thinks the real name might not even be on the radar yet. It might be someone from the continent, someone who doesn't come with the baggage of Scottish football politics. Someone who can look at this squad with fresh eyes, no ties, no pressure to please the old guard. Someone who's already had a say in the Balogun call, maybe even more to come. Because let's not pretend this will be the only departure. There'll be a clear out, and that process is probably already underway. And that's the bit the fans need to be ready for. This summer won't just be about a new manager, it'll be a new era, full stop. New players, new ideas, new voices in the training ground. If they get this right, it could be the beginning of a real resurgence. But they gotta be bold. They've gotta back the man they choose. No half measures, no panic buys, just a full commitment to the project, whoever leads it. There's also the matter of Europe, and let's not forget how much that shapes the season. The qualifiers come quick and they come brutal. There's no time for a manager to settle in. He needs to hit the ground sprinting. That means preseason has to be locked in. Fixtures, friendlies, training schedules. All of that hinges on who's at the helm. So again, the longer the silence continues, the more obvious it becomes that the club already has someone in place. They're just playing their cards close to the chest, waiting for the right moment to show their hand. And that moment can't be far off. The players need clarity. The fans need hope. The board needs results. Every day that passes brings us closer to the reveal, and when it comes, it'll tell us everything about ambition, about direction, about whether this club is ready to step back into the light, not just as contenders, but as leaders. So for now, we wait, but we don't wait idly. We watch, we listen, we piece together the clues, because the signs are there if you're willing to look close enough. Balogun's exit, Barry's dismissal, the silence in the press, the movement in the shadows. It all points to a club that already knows its next move, a club that's already taken the first steps into its next chapter. And when that door finally opens, we'll see the face behind the curtain. And maybe it'll be the start of something special. Because make no mistake, Rangers can't afford another season of excuses. The time for rebuilding is now. The time for leading is now. And whether it's a familiar face or a bold new choice, one thing's for sure. Ibrox is about to roar again. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Wout Weghorst has officially signed a 3-year deal with Rangers, bringing the towering Dutch striker to Ibrox in what could be a defining move for the Glasgow side's ambitions next season. The 31-year-old forward, known for his physical presence, aerial prowess, and relentless work rate, arrives from Burnley, having spent recent seasons on loan spells across Europe, including stints at Manchester United, Besiktas, and Hoffenheim. The Weghorst arrival signals intent from Rangers to sharpen their attacking threat after a campaign that saw them fall short of silverware and trail rivals Celtic. Standing at 6'6" in, the Dutchman offers a different dimension up front, and fans will be eager to see how his style meshes with Philippe Clement's tactical setup. His record speaks for itself, with over 150 career goals, including memorable performances at the 2022 World Cup, where he scored twice for the Netherlands in a dramatic quarter-final against Argentina. Rangers' recruitment this summer has been under the microscope, and this move will no doubt be viewed as a statement signing. Weghorst brings not just experience, but a burning desire to prove himself once more in a top-level environment. His spell at Manchester United may have been met with mixed reviews, but few questioned his commitment and effort, qualities that will endear him to the Ibrox faithful. The Dutchman joins the squad in transition, as Clement seeks to stamp his authority and build a side capable of reclaiming domestic dominance and competing in Europe. The Rangers manager spoke highly of Weghorst's mentality and leadership qualities, citing him as a key piece in the club's evolving puzzle. For Weghorst, the move offers stability and a fresh chapter at a storied club where expectations are sky high and every goal will matter. Supporters will be watching closely as preseason begins, hopeful that their new number 9 can hit the ground running and lead the line with the kind of determination that defines Rangers' greatest forwards. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comment section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.